runs off the back of that because these teams are fighting tooth and nail for this.
All right, Berlin, this is it. This is round number 8. There's some crowd mics live. Make some noise! There's plenty of people, but there's only one more game. This is it. It all comes down to this. Who will be your global champion? All eyes are on Gen G Gold. Could this be their first event win? And what an event win it would be.
Well, so far, I see Liquid going to the usual positioning. That means we're not seeing the hot drop theory coming out. That's not on the cards here. Now, beyond that, I'm not sure what to see. I'm not sure what to be looking at or who gets pressured. Again, 4 AM, heading over to what we know. They've had a couple of scuffles at the start, though. This has not been completely smooth sailing for them. They've had a lot of challenges early on.
It's not been clean, and I think this is why maybe they've opted to go slightly elsewhere. I'm looking further afield. Liquid, they're up in Yasnaya. The hot drop's not there. They're laughing. The Knights' usual position. I generally think, unless we see anything weird and wonderful, it's business as ever. Play your game, do the normal stuff. 4 AM actually. They've clearly they want to jump on this one. 4 AM are the difference makers here. They've not gone Military Island. Instead, they're up in Stalber. And you know what? That's paid off for them, because look at where this first circle lands.
Yeah, they are the difference makers. You saw, if you were watching the map with real hawk vision, I don't know how good you guys are at home, but you would have been seeing Liquid keeping tabs on this. I think it's Ibiza possibly looking over, looking to see where these players are landing. Is this the hot drop we were worried about, or are we okay? So in the back of your mind, you're still worried about that. There is the potential for players to push down south from Stalber and pressure in towards Yasnaya, but again, that shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be the case. And for now, every team is just going to go and try and play this out as calmly as they can.
Quiet before the storm. Usual suspects doing the usual thing. Genji Gold. Lock down in Nova. No one's going to touch the Genji. They're happy. They can do their own thing. Further afield, what do we have? Let's take a look. Gatka Fields. The Aussies are up there. They're happy. #1 qualifiers from OCE. Georgia Paul, business as ever. Windfall, we have Avanga. Still, Genji Black is there with WTSG. Same 2-2 split through Crates and Hospital. Myth throughout Rosok. OH will take down a little bit of a split here. One of the players has gone Watertown. TG pushing in quite early. They're doing the very, very old, what I would call the super old, the first iteration of Liquid, when they got the vehicles and just kind of spread out between Pachinki, below school area. They do get a lot of vehicles, at least that is one of the better options of that, but still things haven't been going their way this entire tournament so far. Interestingly, through Milta, we do have one of the teams at the bottom that might potentially, I suppose, if you now Generation Game, you have gold, you've got to be careful of that bridge. You don't want to make, you know, in the final game, the bridge be the death of you, because that'd be, honestly, be heartbreaking altogether. In terms of early scuffles, we actually have OMG pushing into Savage territory. Savage have changed things up because they've been your Milta boys for these past few games, this past few days, but they're opting to move through what I call the Longwoods, just above Ferry Pier. We might see a fight here. There is a player, 2 players from in Ferry Pier waiting for them. And
I'm wondering how Genji Gold actually rotate away from their position currently. That's really interesting to me, is because often when you see that circle, if you are a Novo player, you're always tempted to kind of go the longer way around because you're worried about the Lipovka, Milta Town, Prison, all these sort of teams. But there actually isn't that many teams playing that area in this game, so you might just kind of put yourself in a worse position by overthinking things. But we'll keep our eyes towards that later into the game. For now, as you said, there's a couple of teams nearish by, some maybe changing up a little bit, moving positions slightly, but again, everyone's kind of respecting roughly where they are. There's always that little bit of a threat towards George. We know that Welcome to South George are there. We know that Genji Black do play that 2-2 split very well, that pressured down WTSG not too long ago.
Again, everyone's just going to be, this is the quiet before the storm. Things will chill out. Everyone's in the normal places, which obviously also suggests that everyone get the gear. We speak about loot routes. This is the problem where people like to kind of take a poke and a prod at you early game. Individual players, when they land, they will have their own. Ooh. OMG, silence down and dead. That's rough. we did speak about this, so this was the Ferry Pay fight I said he needed to be careful of. They dropped off one player, but Savage have changed up, so they wouldn't have expected him to be there. Sits inside, 15 points goes his way. Not a cracking start for OMG. The one player will bail back to the rest of his remaining team members over in the farmlands.
Now saying that with OMG, they need to be careful here because they were one of the teams sitting in third position. So this now opens up a little bit more potential, a little bit more in the minds of the European teams sitting below them. That's a nice thing to see for them on that kill feed. They'll be thinking, okay, that could be a little bit of something going on for us, but it's very, very light for now. They need a lot more to be happy into this round.
I think the one for me, just because there's so much on the line for them, because there's so many points at stake, it's seeing if Generation Gaming Gold do make it into the circle. To get through that, they do have CGW right in front of them. Obviously, you have Honey Badger Nation over in Millie Base. This time they're clean and clear, so no one will be holding them back. They'll have the loot routes. They'll have all the gear in the world. They'll be tanked up. If they haven't got level 2s throughout both helmet, chest, and bags, I'd be very disappointed. You'll have attachments on weapons, compensators. You'll have extended mags. You'll have scopes. You know, we don't talk about all these little intricate things that go on the end of a gun. There's so much more in the backlines when you're thinking about, you know, your gear and your setup, the bandages, the stims. Do you have the meds? Do you have the first aid kits? Can you at least survive a fight? How's the durability? This game actually at heart looks very simple and looks quite basic, but it's so deep as the meta and the things that you need to do to be able to survive. Next fight survivability. There's aim punch. There's so many different intricate things that we don't get time to dip into. Something like this, though, a circle like this, gives everyone and allows everyone to gear up properly and be able to approach and take fights as they need to.
And I'm loving seeing the support in chat for Liquid and Gold. The fans are out in force for these two. I'm seeing the hash, you know, Liquid Gold coming through the whole time. I'm loving it. But again, we'll be seeing if maybe one of those two teams could challenge each other. For now, it looks like, as you said, business as usual. A lot of the teams going for early positioning. And they're going very close to that river that snakes its way through the island. But there's really a lot of teams there. You know, Rostock isn't exactly free and up for grabs. Wardstown, certainly not the case either. So you've got to be very cautious in the northern compounds, the houses and buildings north of that main river to the south of shooting range are already kind of taken up here. There's a couple you can get yourself into. We know that third person allows you a bit more maneuverability with positioning.
I mean, this is the two differences we see between circles, right? If it's an all-land circle, everyone will try and just quite literally go for a land grab. Hit the center. Find a compound, find somewhere nice, chill, try and at least best predict where the circle's going to go. All right, it's random, you don't know where the circle's going to go, but you can edge your bets by getting more central. That gives you a better and a bigger chance. Obviously, we do have hard shifts, and sometimes it doesn't go that way. If we get these water circles where it's like 40–50% water, then you see quite a lot of teams rotating and just sticking on the edge, looking around the north and the southerly areas, simply because there is no center just yet. There is no center of the map. The circle will definitely move. So something like this, it will be a little bit slow. That's going to hurt.
A little bit careful here. OMG need to be aware of themselves as well, and the fact they're only down to 3, and these are one of the teams that could really challenge. Tracer Fire being put towards Ghost Gaming, who might have to bail out of this situation. A sharp turn as you can see them shift away as Lion KK lays down a couple of shots with that 4x, sitting very comfortably on top of the 416. Compensator too, that's going to feel very nice with plenty of ammo to support it.
Nice little compound there for OMG. I think the only thing is that there's not going to be anyone in Pachinki at this stage. You'll generally think, okay, they'll move on. You do have the windows on top of those barns. You can get an elevated line of sight. I'm quite surprised there is 2 teams, actually. CGW and AHQ. Miraku does take out Cheyenne Blue. CGX, he's down and dead, finished off. Am I actually hearing a chant in the audience? I'm hearing something. Like you say, you mentioned it in Twitch chat, obviously mentioned it out here. It's good to see the fan base is coming out in full force. Savage. Low kicks. He will be tanked up rather heavily. Edge trying to get some revenge from the previous game. Gives him the warning shots with the AKM. Nasty, nasty gun. 7.62, 49 per bullet, regardless of what, well, obviously, depending on what your armor is, and you get diminishing returns after that, but still, baseline 7.62, it's always going to hurt.
Look at this. I love this. The shot of the 2 teams right now sat in first and second. And we saw Liquid play this sort of strategy before. This is something not uncommon to us, but they've gone for the 2-2 split this time. And Gold, very different approach. They have made it across the bridge. They're breaching through that Milter Town area, taking a bit of a wider route, not wanting to go near that town. And
sounds so nice, doesn't it?
Uh-oh, do not stand still near this man.
Almost got a haircut there. Only a level 1 helmet though. If you're the sniper, I mean, I'd really hope that one of his teammates had a level 2. They could give him the level 2 helmet so he does have this utility to be allowed to peek these shots, because, you know, when you've got this big boy gun, 30% damage reduction on the face is not a lot. He's the one that you need to be able to give him the utility to poke, give him the utility to peek, get the information, maybe try and take a face or two. Level 2 chest, level 2 bag, scar on the back as well. It's an extended mag. I'm seeing. He's happy. 556, 762. What's the med situation? 10 stims. And an adrenaline as well. Okay.
He's feeling
happy.
very energized after this.
He is.
Hopefully he doesn't get, you know, shaky hands or anything.
Ironically, his tag's Energetic Turtle.
I don't think that was the original name.
Savage. Does have an SKS. Can fire back if he needs to, but gotta be careful. That's 6 times you can see it, and you can see on the map on the left-hand side, guys, this is one hell of a dense circle. The Knights still opt to go through Liquid's town. He has 9. That's going to be looted up. More than likely be pushed out unless they've got the luckiest shift of all time. I think Dre's having a bit of a mare. Just whip his car out. Still, guys in the back will be keeping eyes on both Liquid and Gold.
Look at this shift as well. This actually pushes Gold and Liquid to a very similar area as well. Gold are going to be heading north. That's going to be in between Scoom, possibly Ibby. This could be big. This could be the 2 big teams not far away from each other. A huge shift on the eastern side here. And it looks like Liquid want to head north. And it looks like Genji Gold had the same idea.
Yeah.
Knights might get there before them. This could be another scuffle coming out. This could be a disaster. Look at these 2 teams. You have the top 2 teams currently sandwiched together going across the same bridge. They are right on each other. Gold have pulled up. Liquid trying to carry on forward. They do not want any of this, and I do not blame them. Samty, get running, boy, because you do not want to mess with these guys.
James just fluffing it on the back a little bit for a second time as well. He's falling off the back. Oh no, they can see him from 2 different angles. He sticks out the arm. The smoke will go down. He did hit the ditch. Saying that, oh my God, look at Na'Vi. I think they've lost 2 players. They've been run over. Back to back, that must have been the vehicle. It flipped and killed them all.
Look how proactive Gold are being about this kill as well, though. They are ensuring that James is not going to have a nice time out of this. They are being methodical and cruel. Na'Vi have found Chiefs indeed. They're making that one been a bit of a problem here. They're going to be finding the revenge for those couple of issues that they had, but Eska looking for the opportunity, but it's actually Simpson on the bit of a flank on a wider angle here. One of the OMG players being put into the action as well. James making his run for it. He's got to get out of there as fast as he can. He does find the angle to just dip down behind this little bit of a ridge, a little bit of a hill, and he stays alive.
I mean, it's no surprising that Eska's at the top of that kill board, right? Was it 20 so far in the bag? I mean, I think he used to play for, I think it's now classified as Seoul Dynasty in the Overwatch League. Lunatic High, I want to say. Very, very highly regarded Overwatch player. So you know he's going to be able to aim. It's transitioned well. 20 kills in the bag so far across 7 games is a fantastic, fantastic showing. Meanwhile, CGW are falling both to Savage and OMG. In the kill feed, they're tearing them apart. OMG are going to bail from this. One of them's already tanked up on top. Lion KK needs to help his teammate out. Looks like he's at least got him back up with that amount of HP. The smokes are there. Myth's inside as well. Balok also with a 24. Double drop comes in. One towards Skull, one towards just on the edge of Roshawk. Will anybody take advantage of these, or unfortunately at this stage in the game, is it just bait?
I think everyone's too scared. It's such a big risk. I know it seems like whenever you watch the online games or something of the such, that it seems like a lot of people would do this. It's so scary to go for. Na'Vi is still up to some business here. Actually, Genji Black is struggling in this one. They've been picked up a couple of times. Sexy Pig gets the confirmed kill towards him. So now we're going to be seeing a couple of these teams being worked away at. I guess it's teams working in towards compounds or trying to get comfortable. It's north of that riverside. And it looks like 4AM are still alive in this.
Black. They're going to crash into Na'Vi just on the edge. Na'Vi have been in a lot of engagement so far throughout this. They've been playing for 14 minutes, and I think they've already gone up against, is it 3 teams now? Texas in the kill feed. Will punch out critical from the Chiefs. Eska, again, the man with the plan who can. No kills in the bag this game so far, but speaking about early on, 20 to boot. Simpson on the top here. It's a nice crest on this hill. They can just keep people in the front line in the houses, so he's got the ability to move, while 2 of them in the back. And it's one thing that I think from both Genji teams, we've seen them in the 2-2 splits. They don't often like just to go as a full pack.
And I have to say, if you look at that positioning, if you ever played that area, your one big downfall of the compound that you have kind of Loki and Esker sitting in is that hillside. You get the perfect angle in it. So getting that 2-2 split gives you not only vision, it also gives you just really good ground to sit in. It gives you such excellent cover and a complementary position to each other. Very smart play. Now it looks like Liquid have done something different. If we want to look at those two teams, you've got the kind of 2-1-1, and that's to head Chibet, so you don't have to do what Gold is about to do. They have to get back on the vehicles and get moving. If anyone's locking down that eastern bridge, there could be problems for this, but for now that's not the case. They're going to take a very wide swing, and Liquid are on the move, and they've already spotted out some players.
Samty with the spray. That's the red dot compensator. And the Scar, actually. Someone fancies a challenge. I mean, I don't want to challenge him when he's got this 24 in his back pocket. Genji Gold has a nasty route here. They're going to have to play the blue to get in. You cannot go across that Yasnaya Pond bridge. They're going to have to play a blue. Absolutely. If they want to come in at the top.
They're doing it.
The problem is, when they come in at the top, there's not really any compounds to take.
Now look how meticulous they are as well, making sure they get out of the vehicles to then stim in case anyone had seen them. If anyone was on the way, it's a very easy shot. They take the cover, they take the time. Even though it's a very unlikely position to see people in, I like that. That's a really nice mental approach from them. That's very, very well thought out. So on the way they go, they'll be taking the very wide swing around the east of Yasnaya. They'll be coming in towards the north. There are a couple of teams around there, but they could probably find some safety. They'll be thinking about that. They've got their scout heading further forward. Let's look further afield on towards that western side, that southern side where this crunch will be happening.
Oh no, they're driving into Liquid. I don't think he realizes there's Simpson's getting the information. He's out of the blue now. There we go. So this is really, really smart. Pulls up. He's not in the circle yet. Takes a look at the compounds. Remember, all these teams know the prime location. They know where they're going. He said, okay, boys, this is taken. Let's carry on, which they do. They're now moving. Honey Badger Nation now becomes their next problem because they're on the very northern ridge of the circle. Q-Rad will fall in the kill feed. He's dead. So is Wyson as well. We've already lost one team's Diaz.
Here comes the clash. Look at this. You've got Gold coming up against Honey Badger Nation. They're both very northern. They're in a very uncomfortable position because the blue is moving in. So
Orthodox.
They're going to have to kind of work their way around this. They'll probably see each other and veer off course, kind of like Magnus, you know, opposing, pushing themselves away. So yeah, you're going to see Honey Badger Nation heading around. You're going to get a little bit of a glimpse onto that. But Gold, you see that wide route. They're going back in the blue. They don't want any of that. They want none of that.
Where do they come in though? There's teams scattered throughout the entirety of the edge. Or do you come in on? They can do Severny?
There's not much room around Savannah. You've got a bit of the hill there, but not much cover to it. You can position towards it, but there's another team in their way, so it's not like going to have a free run on this one. Honey Badger Nation in a bit of a ranged fight with Liquid. They'll be taking their time. They don't need to overcommit to any of these angles. You can see that rolling hillside they're playing off the back of. I want to look towards Gold and see what predicament they're in, because you've got Welcome South George over there. You've got a couple of other teams keeping eyes towards this. This is not going to be free, and Gold are knowing that. They're getting tagged up here a little bit. Maybe a bit more damage from the blue than they'd like, but here comes the play, and Winner could be the one to really hurt this. You're going to see the shots going through. If any of those connect, you could see a bit of a predicament unfold. But for now, they are safe. But they don't seem happy with this spot at all.
It's not a great place whatsoever. I mean, if you're a betting man, this circle will probably move. They're also getting flanked from the left-hand side. You don't see it on screen, but we see it on the map. There is one player creeping up on them. This could be all kinds of problem if he gets the right angle. They've smashed the two players back. That's good work from them. Those two players from HQ now have to back off. But there is one lingering on the left-hand side.
See when he joins in. K3 is the man who could be the dagger in the back. And the fire comes through. He has unleashed. Now, he does not have any really much to work with. And actually, a third party has really helped out. M4 going down means that now they need to fall back away from this. And it looks like Gold will, again, live to fight another day. But we said it before. Not happy about this circle. They're going to get back in their vehicles and move. They are not sticking around here, and I do not blame them. Now, AHQ did lose out one of those three players that was taking that fight. But now everyone has to crunch towards that northwestern side. This is going to end around the southern hills, maybe southeast hills of shooting range. This is how it happens. Knights are in a really good spot, though.
Center of the circle at the moment is free. You've only got about 4 teams inside. Refund find Myth. OMG onto Ghost. Turtle hits the deck. That's the mini coming out, doing its job. Esker's going in. You can see Myth in the kill feed, unfortunately not having the best of times.
Wait, what?
Run over. What just happened?
Gold are in a fight right now as well. They've just been getting killed here. Fast Train goes down. This is huge. Esker's in a battle. Loki's now knocked out as well. There's pressure everywhere. You got Honey Badger Nation up towards that kind of southern side. A couple of nades could be coming just around it. Simpson going for a bit of a walk. Nade comes out, Wicks chomping at the bit to chime in on this one, try and get the battle going, but they're trying to slow the other pace down from the other side, trying to hinder their hit coming in. Gold can get the revive towards Loki, so he will be back up here, but this doesn't mean the pressure's stopping. Look who's in the back lines.
Yeah, this could be dangerous. It could cause them all kinds of problems, even if it's just knocking one player and taking their attention away from Honey Badger Nation. If he does this, he's got a DP as well. All right, it's level one when you look at the utility, but still the DP, it hits like a tank, 49 per bullet.
Surely you don't do this.
I mean, you'd expect Esker just to bail on this one. The gun is a tank buster at the end of the day. Liquid might have just helped out Gold here. Yeah,
absolutely. The third party
attention.
coming in now, but look at that one man we said was behind them. Behind Gold, could still do some damage. He's in the back lines there with that DP. If he creeps his way up, he could unravel a lot of what they've been trying to build here. This cover could be done for Honey Badger Nation as well. Waiting to get involved into this one. James's nade is excellent though.
Oh, they're going to hit each other.
Huge work, and now Liquid and Gold are right next to each other. This is massive now. Honey Badger Nation are done for. He's working his way forward. This could be everything. Liquid are under fire. Gold don't realize it. What? Oh, welcome to South George just helped them out. The assassin in the back lines gets taken down. Gold are keeping Liquid at range, and they are battling for this line. Liquid are not in the new zone yet. They still need to move forward. They still have to get past Gold somehow. Gaxi
has no idea how much help he's just given to Gold. He's removed the Terminator from behind them, and now they can look forward. It's your two top teams now, number 1 and number 2. Gen.G versus Liquid. Could this be the fight to seal the fate of number 1?
This would still be pretty good news for Liquid if they could carry on after this, but actually they're peeling away from this a little bit. The car gets used, could be bait. Samty and Skoom are still around. Don't believe it just yet. You've got Skoom taking a bit of a fight here. Ragnar's joined in, but that's not on this fight. You're going to be seeing the shots come through, but no tags really being made. This is a scrappy battle, to say the least. A bit of a brawl between these two, but they're split now, and actually James goes on a wide swing, maybe trying to draw the attention as Skoom's still looking for a fight here. But these guys are on point,
oh, no.
And there we go. Gold already going to take down one. Samty goes. Are they going to push off this? That's the big question. Nade goes up, and it looks like they want to, but will the nade go far enough? No. Samty will stay alive, and maybe he'll be picked up by someone else because they are hungry for this.
They've bailed on it, but in doing this, Lauren, look at how spread they are. They're thin across the map. Gold are all over the place. Samty goes down. So does James as well. That's Voxic picking him up on his way by. He's going to bleed out. 2 players of Liquid remain. This is dangerous, dangerous time here. Voxic will see that one through. The Knights, they claim another 15 points. Meanwhile, Gold, they're allowed to gather their thoughts, get themselves back together, get tanked up to health. Ibby and Skoom once again. This is the problem for these teams on the outskirts. There's no one in the middle. Everyone's playing edge here. No one just, it's the last game. Everyone's a little bit scared to go get stuck in. Liquid's there, but they're only down to 2 men.
Welcome to South George. Could still pose a threat for Gold potentially, but this position is still relatively comfortable, and the new circle, it looks quite nice for them. It just centralizes. It moves further forward. 4 AM under fire, and as is OMG. The rest of the teams towards the south, though, that is going to be a big fight waiting to explode.
Gold's position might see them move down south. WTSG and AHQ all the way up north. Gen.G Black, though. Grammatic falls, so does Pure Boy. They're both knocks, they're not kills. Diaz looking for more, and so does Refund. 45 players alive, 15 teams, 23 minutes 30 into the game. This next circle is going to start to really hurt teams. That Southern Bank, though, 1, 2, 3, 7 teams all down south. TG still scraping to try and get in here. They're fighting from the blue. It all comes down to this. Oh, I hear the crowd go wild. Essa's down, CeeLo's dead as well. Gen.G Black are having a bit of a mare, Lauren.
Yeah, they're not having a good game at all here. They're being picked apart by so many different players. Now, Gold are on the move. They're going to try and make a bit of a mad dash for it. Knights will unleash a couple of shots here. Does catch a little bit towards the bike, and gotta be so careful. Hit the deck. The fire comes in. Actually, from the back lines, this could be a real issue for Gold. It was behind them. It might be 4 AM.
Yeah.
That could indeed be 4 AM, but Liquid again are playing this weird safety keeper for them. Liquid put down the fire, they put down 4 AM, but Gold turn it around. It's God V gone down. And welcome to South George. Found Loki as well, though. That's a confirmed kill. 4 AM claimed that one, and now this needs to be some big work coming out. This guy's hunting Liquid. He knows. He wants it all himself, but a little low on the range. He's getting the tags, but not the frags. And now we're seeing a couple of them finding it.
I mean, the headshot came through. That's what saved his teammate's life. He knocked that 4 AM player at range with the SKS. Did him a favor. At least gives Skoom a bit of a warning shot now to back off. Balok goes down. So does Meow. Pure Boy, they're only knocks, but Balok is a finish. And that looks like potentially Crest Gaming, Xanadu, they're out. Rather unfortunate for them. Pino, he's also gone as well. Genji Black, they're starting to turn up a little bit now, get some revenge. Miko, he's gone. Ghost Gaming, they end up running 13.
Cover. Look at him trying to crawl his way in. He's desperate for some cover here. He might just be in the circle as well. He's done so well to get that far, but he can't get far enough. It's 4 a.m. coming into the late of night, trying to get this one done, doing the damage. And Gold are getting punished here. That was stolen by Welcome to South George. And Savage are out. This is huge from Refund as well.
Look who's in the middle. Savage, unfortunately, will fall. An Octave, he hits the deck and dies. K3 gets in with a nade, 11 teams, 26. 2 members, I think, from Gold, 2 members from Liquid. Both of them the most central players in the map. 2 up from 4 AM, 2 up from OMG. 2 up from Avanga. What's going on? The big fight that might actually happen, Lauren, with all 4 players on either side. It's WTSG and the Knights in the northern end of the circle.
It could be. They're the 2 big remaining squads here. Knights in a bit of a battle, to say the least. WTSG working forward, and the circle is on neither of them. So that fight towards the north is going to be big. And now, actually, Genji Black still fighting a good fight, though. These guys are not backing away from this at all. And OHM is being punished here as well. That is the southern side battle coming through on the kill feed. Yunroot finding that one alleviates some of that pressure, so now they can maybe work their way forward to that circle.
Yeah, that's the pick he needed. There's only 2 of them alive, Esther and Yunroot. They need to go, and they need to go now. CDAT is the only one alive there for OHM, and he is literally single-handedly standing between them and the circle. You've got Avanga, you've got OMG, all on eyes on them. So it's going to be a bit of a careful creep. This is the fight we spoke about earlier.
Voxic is still there, Texas is still there, but Welcome South Georgia Knights were almost neck and neck in that points as well. They were right down there 4th, 5th. They were next to each other, so that for them is a huge placement fight. That means so much to them. Welcome South Georgia trying to take a bit of a swing towards the western side. You've already got Bard on a vehicle. He's going to get out of there. Knights have a bit of a split going on, and actually it's Gaxi to find one. That's big for them. Going into their pocket gives them room to work, and it's going to be surely a follow-up as well. Dre is on the move. He's trying to get out of there, but it's Vard to find Texas in the end.
Yunroot will fall, and that Genji Black down in 10th. 9 teams remain, 20 players. As soon as I say that, Texas, he's gone. Esker and Ibiza on screen, your 2 top teams again, fighting tooth and nail as far as they can get up in that leaderboard. They are central circle, damn near it. 4 AM on the outskirts, they're going to be Gold's next problem. Scoom can see Simpson. WTSG, Larsen's going for it. WTSG won a piece of the action. They're now pulled up, they're in the middle. That's a big fight because they just completely, they wiped out all of the Knights, so they're all still alive. They took that fight perfectly.
Somehow they've made it, but Ibi has not. He got caught in the meantime, so now it leaves just Scoom alive, and there's no recovery in this. There's no revives going to be available, no way. Ibi could try and crawl, maybe get some information, put some markers out, make some comms towards Scoom so he knows what's going on, but beyond that, you've got OMG just wiping things up out here. They've been lighting up that kill feed the entire time. I don't know how they've been doing that. And now Gold's remaining 2 players still holding firm here. Not a high kill game for them, but their positioning was excellent. So again, coming into this game, they had such a strong lead. You still feel this should be enough for them.
You've got to be careful, though, with GU and CPT from 4 AM. It depends which way they go. It's 2 versus 2, but Gold are very, very split, so it depends how much the Defilade can actually get eyes on them. WTSG, 4-man strong. They can take the northern end of the circle. They're happy. They can play for placement and play for money at this rate, to be honest with you. It's great for them. 2 alive for Avanga. Same for them. They want to jump up. AHQ, left-hand side, western swing of the circle. He'll see all this. He'll be given all this information now and calling for Simpson to give him a hand. As soon as we say that, both of those arrows of those players just turn on a pinhead. The circle will dictate the next few minutes of this game, though.
Gotta be so careful. Circle goes central. Scoom's still in it. Gold is still there. Not Esker, though. He's on the outskirts. He was playing on the very edge of this. Springs up. It's time to fight. The accuracy is formidable. What a player and what a play from the remainders of Gold. And he wants a bit more of the action. That's a whole squad. Are you mad right now? He's got to be careful. He's got to play a little safe, surely. He's going to make it as hard for the opponents as he possibly can. He's taking down everything. He's taking everything away from them.
Esker, this is a grand final stage. You can't just stand up and take out 2 like that. He's secured Simpson the circle. By doing this, he's now taken off the pressure from behind them. They're still going, Lauren. They want more. They're absolutely smashing WTSG from the floor.
This could be a disaster for the other squads as well. Gold looking so good late game. They're taking every fight. WTSG were looking good to maybe push themselves up into a better position, but that may not be the case. The revives are coming in. Eska bought himself a second, but Scoom, he's still alive as well.
That was 2 back-to-back. Keenan Mumino from Avanga. They hit the deck in 5th position. Fantastic work from Scoom. Single man surviving for Liquid. He jumps him up into 5th. Eska now, he's felt the wrath of WTSG. You poke the bear, you get the claws. Maybe his time here is done on the battlefield, but he did enough at least to inject them up to the top rankings of 5th place minimum. Gaxi collecting any bits he can from his fallen comrade. Liquid, only man surviving is Scoom. Surely for gold, it'll be Simpson as well. AHQ, they have 2. WTSG, who've moved further deeper into the circle with the vehicles, they have 3.
This is the tense moments now. Everyone looking for those angles, trying to find any information, clinging onto that last bit of utility to put down to play. And Eska does finally fall. Valiant attempt from him throughout this. Huge kills coming in as well.
I think he did more than enough to take out
Absolutely.
4AM like that.
Absolutely.
He's secured them this. 4AM could have pretty much run into Simpson, because then you would have had the problem of they've had nobody inside the circle and had to run the gauntlet.
Okay, so this turns into just snakes everywhere. No planes needed. They're fine. You've got AHQ on the move. Liquid is being surrounded. Scoom is in a bit of an issue if he gets spotted out here. He needs to be aware of this one. He needs to be careful somehow. If they spot him out, does he see them though? I'm wondering. I think he's got the information, at least on one. I think he's gonna be able to spot the other, and the circle shifts.
Oh, it's WTSG's circle, and they've got 3 surviving vehicles as well for utility. Looks like they either have the information of where Simpson is, or maybe they're just the warning shots coming from Gaxi across. You can see how spread they are. They do have a tree. They have the rock side in the vehicles. Gaxi's the only one outside. He can watch this backside. If I like what he's doing though, staying outside the circle, because if he sees Simpson run, then they have that info. Who plays spoiler though? Who goes first? Scoom obviously needs to worm his way in. K3's made it in for AHQ. Winner's on the backline if he does. Could Winner be the problem here and eliminate either Scoom or Simpson?
He could, but whether it would be enough to affect the overall rankings, that's beyond the point.
Yeah, top 4 for both of these. You'd assume that it's 2nd and 1st confirmed, but...
Well, it's the last chance to dance. You've got 5 seconds till that blue starts to move. So here it comes. It's going to be pushing all of these players forward. Simpson now needs to get up and make a move for it. Makes a run. He gets tagged on the go. Can he get to cover? It looks like it might be done for. Scoom, though, he turns it on a dime. That's Winner gone. He could have been the threat and actually helps out Gold again. Now, will they do the same for him? No, it looks like Scoom is down and out. It's Liquid gone. Now in towards the 3 remaining teams. Simpson is still doing it. Gold are still getting points. AHQ finally stopped his run, but it's not over yet. Down to 2 teams.
Tagging and bagging. Simpson, before he went down, he didn't go down without a fight. He took out several members, as you said. For Scoom, though, might have done him a little bit of a favor by taking out Winner.
Certainly could have. 4 players standing. K3 taking a hell of a lot of damage. I don't know how he's going to get out of that. He's got 1 angle to work with. Vard is hungry, and Vard gets his dinner. Welcome to South George. Win the final game, but will it be enough to be the final winners?
Fantastic work from every single team. Every team has fought it down to the very last circle. The very last points, it all came down to game number 8. We won't be confirming anything until we see the final standings, but on